You know, I still haven't actually watched the Stargazer OVA. I should probably do that, but do you think this is what inspired the permit particles in G-Witch? Because it looks real similar. Hello and welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today we're taking a look at the high-grade Gundam seed, Stargazer Gundam. Alright, and starting off, as always, with the articulation. The head is on the old-style neck polycap, so it's pretty much just a ball joint. There is a hinge down at the bottom, but, oh yeah, real world the difference that makes. Honestly, it's mostly just the back little spikes on the head kind of stick against the neck. Sort of collar in there a little bit. It doesn't really impact rotation. It's just if you want to get a specific angle, it doesn't like it very much. The arms are on barbell joints, which is a really weird decision, to be honest, because it really limits the movement of the shoulder armor piece. Thankfully, you can hinge this out a little bit further, but it really doesn't like it very much. There is a bicep rotation, thankfully. Single jointed elbow for 90 degrees. Wouldn't be very hard to swap that joint out if you really wanted to. And the wrists actually have a up, down, front to back hinge in there, weirdly. And there's also a ball joint for the hand itself. The waist is pretty much just a swivel. There's a little tiny bit of front to back there, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty much just a swivel. Front skirt is ball jointed. Does come connected, but you can separate it. Side skirts are the usual style side skirt. Back skirt is solid, as is pretty much standard for high grades. Hips are on a side-to-side swivel, which is kind of weird because you put it in sideways and lock it in before you put the rest of the waist together, so you can't just easily pull the legs off. I kind of understand why they did that, because of the stand in that, but it does make it a little bit annoying sometimes to fix it if a leg does accidentally pop off. Not that it would be easy to do that anyway, but you know, sometimes things happen. Anyway, the hips themselves are just ball jointed, which have a decent enough cut for movement and can get a very high kick. Thankfully the skirt's not in the way at all. There is a double joint bend at the knee, though my god, it is ugly when you bend it. Unlike even the other high-grade seed suits at the time, this is just flat, which I'm pretty sure is accurate, but it's rough. You can actually hinge out the thruster in the back of the leg, which is nice. The ankle is weird. The foot is attached with a ball joint back here, really far, which means it can go down fairly far, but then the hinge is... it's weird. It works fine. You get insane pivot even with just the ball joint. Like, it works completely fine. It's a really weird system. And no, I didn't forget about it. The back pack, like I said, I haven't watched the OVA. The ring on the back is actually articulated. You can bring it down like that and slide it out. Jeez. And then you can separate it on two individual articulated arms, which is a swivel, or I don't know what you really want to call that one, hinge or swivel, same difference. Then a rotation here, double joint, and then another hinge and a swivel for this, so you get crazy amount of range out of it. And getting into accessories, let's start off, as always, with the sticker sheets, and by extension, color correction. I'm gonna get this one out of the way because all the same stickers as the ones that are over here in black. Basically, all of these lines are stickers, and it's not actually that bad to attach them. Unfortunately, whatever kind of glue they used for this sticker sheet is abysmal, and since this is a bit thicker, I've had to glue down like half the stickers on this, and I'm probably going to have to glue down the rest of them after this review. I'm going to recommend getting some PVA glue like Weld Bond or something, because it works perfectly. That's what I used, where it bonds them on fine. But yeah, it's a real pain to keep these things on. Aside from that, you do get the eye sticker. Doesn't really want to focus. Aside from that, you do get the eye sticker and the head camera and the forehead gem, which is unfortunately metallic red. So, I mean, it's not hard to paint it anyway, but yeah. Let's get into what actually needs to be painted, because it's not actually that bad. It wants to actually focus. The red, like I said, for the forehead, I mean, they give you a sticker, but it's not right. The gray on these and the black around them. And then the gray on the outside and the inside, though, I mean, it's still covered, you don't really have to paint that, but this gray stripe right here needs paint. And finally, the white on the ankle in here. Which is why you'll notice it's a slightly different shade of white. But hey, that's not really that noticeable. As long as it's there, it's fine, right? Everything else is color separated. Which, granted, not a lot of colors, but the way they did it is nice. It looks great. Now, getting into the accessories, you only get closed, well, holding hands. You get the, this is one of the this is the civilian Astray rifle, I believe. It is fully color separated. The white is separate, thank God. And you can just pop off the back cap and put this into the hand. It holds it perfectly fine, but it doesn't really feel right for this to be holding a weapon anyway, so I don't really mind. Aside from that, you get a little cover piece for the waist. I left it off because it's actually hard to get off, and the final accessory kind of makes it unnecessary anyway. And that is, it does come with a stand, but more so than that, it comes with this, the rings that go around it. The stand itself is molded in black, but this piece, as you can probably tell from the peg, is molded in white up here. There's one image in the instructions that has it painted black, and it looks 1,000 times better, so I did it, and yeah, I'd recommend you doing it too. But this just plugs on like any other stand, and once you get it posed decently in there, this really looks really, really nice. Only the outer two rings are able to be rotated, which is a little bit annoying, I won't lie. However, I do want to point out there is a metal rod running through this whole thing to keep it there, so nice and sturdy. You don't have to worry about anything snapping off. The only other thing I want to talk about with these rings is that the nubs on them are really annoying to take off. I don't know if it's the material they're made out of or the mold or whatever, but it is not a fun time to clean these up. Now, as for a quick size comparison, normally I just do these with them standing on the review table, but frankly I can't imagine anybody's going to be displaying this not like this. So I figured I'd give a size comparison of everything there, because this thing takes up a lot of shelf space. I mean, the base of the stand itself is quite large, and then the rings are about as wide as my usual cutting board, so yeah, this is not a small kit. So, to wrap this review up, I do like this kit, but comes with some caveats. That being the stickers, because as nice as they look, and don't get me wrong, they look great, it's a real pain to keep these things on. As long as you don't mind gluing down every single corner on the stickers, it's not that bad. Like I said, it looks great. The articulation is very slightly above average for the time. I will say the seam lines on this thing are basically perfect. Mostly helped from all the stickers covering most of them, but really the only ones that are noticeable are right on the wrist, and that's not even that bad. This kit kind of makes me want to try and track down that Stargazer that they made. Hopefully they decide to reprint that at some point. I think it would make a nice companion piece on my shelf. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe and hit the bell to be alerted for future reviews. come chill in the Discord. Follow me on Twitter, if that's even still around. And consider supporting me on Patreon, so I can keep bringing you videos like this. And, as always, until next time, happy building.